Welcome back, Serum Beginners Course. djvicvapor with you. So let's take a look in this lesson at importing audio files into Serum to create our own wavetables. So I'm going to init this. Actually, I'll just leave it as is. It doesn't matter. We can drag and drop right into this window, or we can import from over here. It's whatever your preference is. Personally, I like dragging and dropping. So let's try that. Let me first go get an audio source. It can be anything really. I'm just going to grab a random sample. Let's go samples. I'll grab something out of the noise folder. And let's try that one. Drop it down here into an audio. Oh, wrong channel. Drop it right here into an audio channel. And let's take a look here. Now this waveform is pretty long, so we don't need all that. We just need a portion to work with, so it doesn't matter what length. It can be anywhere. For this tutorial, I'm just going to grab a little section right here. Command E to separate that, and I'll delete these guys away. Let's move this over here so I can see it a little bit easier. And let's go get Serum back open and pull it in there. So we can just drag and drop. But see, when we drag the audio source over here, we've got a bunch of different options that come up. So which one's best for us? Let's just kind of go through them here and take a look at each one. So the first one, normal dynamic pitch 0 snap, is going to take away any pops and clicks basically. All right, add. Let me try this one more time here. There we go. So here's our sample, and I think, there we go, BT noise dust. Just had to cycle through. So you can see all our different forms, waveforms into that. Let me see, Serum. Where are you? There it is. Bear with me just a second there. All right, so we've got it in here. We dragged it in. Here's all our different waveforms within it. Let's change, say, like an octave up or down. Let's go down a couple octaves. So, and we can go over here and edit. And let's see if we've got any empty frames. No, we don't. Sometimes there's an empty frame, good example. Or let's just say there are some flat or empty frames and we want to get rid of them. We can click on the first one and hold down Shift, and let's say we'll go to 20. Now we've got all those highlighted, and then we go to Add Remove, and we want to say Remove Multi-Selection, and now it's taken all those first 20 out of the equation for us. And then of course we can continue to edit here with our editing tools that we learned about in a previous lesson. Let's hear what we've got now. And let's go back here, one more thing. After let's say we've deleted another 20, Shift, and then we'll go Add Remove, Now we want to go to morph, crossfade, and that'll add back any gaps or fill in the gaps that might have got left out in the process. And you can already tell we're getting a little bit better sound out of this. So we can go up in a couple octaves if we want. Let's continue to work on this guy. Sometimes it's all about the source material, and I didn't really grab the greatest for this example. Add remove, remove multi-selection, create crossfade morph. A little bit better. Pretty wild stuff. Let's see what it sounds like. We put a little LFO on it. Alright, so that was the first feature there. So let me pull up our sample again. And I'm actually going to take a little bit smaller piece, I think. Could be a little bit of some of the stuff we're dealing with. We can see that blank space at the beginning. I'm going to go like right in here. Command E, delete that, delete that. Let's get Serum back up. And now when we drag it over, remember all the options. First one we tried was dynamic pitch 0 snap. This is normal dynamic. Let's see what we get here on this guy. Let me right click, remove the modulator. Not much of a change there. Let's try a different. Drag it over. Let's try constant frame size pitch average. So it's going to look for the average pitch now. A little bit different up front. Let's try. Now we've got the FFT 256, 512, and it's just going to be the amount of frames that are brought into the project now. By selecting this, of course, you have less frames than if you've selected 2048. Usually the lower frame guys here are a little bit better for bassy or subbier sounds. So let's take a listen to that. And let me move it around. A little subbier sound there. Let's do something fun here and actually grab a better sample. Let me see what something like this might end up doing. There we go. click up there. I keep forgetting to do that. So we've got a little bit better shape here. And you can hear how silent it gets near the backside. So let's take a look at it this way. Just that little curve right at the front, and then mostly sinusoidal. Let's see if we can find something else here. Something in the film. That might be interesting. There we go. Let's see what this guy sounds like. Gets kind of silent after the first few frames there. It's got a lot to work with up front though, so let's go over here to the editor and let's clean up that back portion that gets silent. You can kind of see it looks like from somewhere around 155 all the way to the end. We'll take off. Hold down Shift, and then we'll go to Add Remove. And now let's go to Morph, Crossfade, and it'll fill in the gaps. And let's see what we've got now. That sounds cool. Closer to the front. Yeah. So anyhow, you get the idea. I kind of get carried away and quiet on you. For the lesson here is how to find any pretty much waveform, bring it in, and the differences in the different formats when you drop and drag over. Now let's say we want to save this. We can click our little save icon here, and then we can name it and save it, and it goes right into our user folder. And I've already got a couple preset stuff here that I've worked with in the past. So that is the way you bring in an external audio sample and create your own waveform. Let's go ahead and move on to the next lesson and take a look at the oscillator warp menu and see what we